You know, whenever I look back at the Jungle Inferno, I have so many fond memories of playing the maps, completing the campaign, and trying out new weapons. But there's one aspect, that one thing that I always look back in an underwhelming way. Their cosmetics.
Mr. Dispenser!
Hello everyone, Mr. Spencer here. Recently I saw someone in casual using one of the Aztec hats that came from the Jungle Inferno update, and it got me thinking. I never see anyone use the Jungle Inferno hats, and I don't even really remember what kind of cosmetics were in the case itself. It really speaks volumes about the updates, or at least the cosmetics of the updates, that I don't even know all the cosmetics anymore from the last major update from TF2. But then again, is it as bad as I remember? We should take a look at them, and that once again in the rapid review style. But before we start for good, two things. Don't forget that this is a silly video rating virtual hats. It's not an attack on the creators, their value or cultures presented in this video through these cosmetics. Representation of these rather unknown cultures in modern media is great. I try to stay respectful but also give my opinion on the cosmetics itself, with no intent to mock or harm the cultures. So let's keep it light-hearted and respectful. Oh, and second, I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mr. Dispenser. I stream TF2 and other variety content from time to time. Hope to see you over there. twitch.tv/Mr. Dispenser. Link down below. Alright, disclaimer out of the way, shameless plug out of the way, let's continue with the video. Jungle Inferno has 49, holy moly, 49 new cosmetics. That's a lot. So either we waste more time and the video gets insanely long, or we start right now. I'm gonna mix it up a bit because I have some cameos later on. So we start with the loser of this update, the heavy weapons guy. First of all, the Fat Man's Field Cap is a really mean name, but other than that it's quite nice. This feels like a new style for a cap that in a way does work quite well for the heavy. The texture is great and the model itself is quite unique. So as a whole, a very good start to these rapid reviews and a very solid but mean-spirited cap. The heavy's harness should not have been a standalone cosmetic. It's kinda weird, but the soldier has like the exact same cosmetic, which I like way more. This one is just like the same, but kinda worse. Why not exclude it, or at least just make it multi-class? Like, this is just lazy and takes away a spot. I don't like the rehashing of ideas in the same update, and this is exactly that. And while we are at repetitive ideas, the Aztec aggressor. I know the Mayan and Aztec are different American tribes who have different traditional styles and ancient rituals, but I don't know man, this is the beginning of many repetitive ideas that sadly are in these cases. It's like the exact same idea that one Pyro hat has, what we will later see, but if I'm completely honest, I must say that I like this one a bit more, just because it has like this glorious beard. Then again, there's no torso part backing this up, so it's kinda empty and without substance in the long run. Then there is the Siberian Tiger Stripe. I think this one works quite well. It's kinda a direct upgrade to the Eric packs in the same update. Again, the one for the soldier, which in itself is again the heavy's harness, so again the same idea. But in a way, I feel like this is a direct upgrade to both of these ideas. I would even say it's leagues better than it. It's slick, has bags and a nice shirt. Good cosmetic. And to be honest, I have also nothing against the Commando Elite. It's nothing special in concept, but very nice as an item. The only nitpick I have is that the helmet feels a bit too big, maybe, but as a whole nothing more to say here, just a helmet cosmetic. From the loser onto the winner. The mascot of the update, Pyro. Let's start with the Mayan styled ones, because I ripped a bit into them with heavy already. The headgear, aka the Feathered Fiend, is probably the best of the set. I quite like that he has back feathers that wiggle when you move, but is it just me, or am I the only one who doesn't really care for the Mayan styled heads? It's good to have them in the jungle themed update. There's just so many of them that just play with the same idea, and some of them really don't execute them quite well, or needed another cosmetic backing them up, and thankfully it's not the case for this one. Obviously I'm not an item creator, but I just wish it was a bit better executed. With this cosmetic it's safe because it's part of a set, and therefore it's higher mid tier. The deity's dress is again not bad, but I just don't care for it. The upper part is cool and all, but the lower part is just there. There should be way more going on. Way more feathers, more gold, more emeralds. And this just looks like Pyro who's half dressed. Sadly again underwhelming. The DI-ons are better. I like the concept of using the Pyro's gas mask to your advantage. Also helps that these ruby eyes are often used in these adventure-esque tropes, so it really was essential that this was added into the update. It's just so classic and I love it. Also, the painted versions are very nice. Then we have the sacrificial stone, and I feel like I've been repeating myself very often, so I asked my good friend Huvi and Snipper what he thinks about this cosmetic. So take it away, Huvi, while I take a break.
The sacrificial stone is one of the many pyro cosmetics found on his back. It's inspired by the real-life Stone of Tysok, and the lore behind it is fascinating. However, since its release, I've rarely seen anyone use it. There could be several reasons for this, but in my opinion, the main issue is its design. The sacrificial stone doesn't blend well with most other cosmetics. It only really shines when paired with the deity's dress and the feathered fiend. Without those, it feels out of place, like it's dependent on other items to truly fit in.
Thank you so much, Huvi. That was very informative. I have no idea what he said, but I hope it was good. 4 cosmetics done for Pyro, but we're still not done with the class. Thankfully, the next ones are, in my opinion, both very great. The Fireman's Essential is the perfect example of simple but effective. I love this cosmetic. I don't know why, but look at it. It's so cool. And it's only mercenary grade. The model looks so good. The axe is perfect and just sticks to your mind, you know? This is not forgettable. This is something nice and I love it. The hot Hirachis are also freaking funny. The sandal socks should be a crime. First, that they exist, and second, that they are not for the medic. Still, I love it. It's so funny and the model looks so good. This is like a laid back bro pyro loadout. Just simply amazing. Next up is where are the demo cosmetics, Valve? Okay, we go on to Soldier then, I guess. The Shelmet is just a soldier stash, but camouflage. It's okay, like I don't really have too much to say about it. The concept is good, and it's an easy way to get the now retired soldier stash. But yeah, ultimately it's nothing special. Wish it would have done a bit more. One thing I like about the cosmetic though is the painted versions, which look very good. Then there are the already mentioned attack packs, which I guess are cute. They fit to the soldier class, it's a good cosmetic, like a nice model with a neat concept. But why are there 3 different versions of it in this update? Like as I said, this could have been multi-class, or maybe even all class. Oof, another underwhelming cosmetic for Soldier. The crit cloak could work in theory. In reality, it kinda sucks hard. I don't know, I always tried to make it work, but it just does not fit. The rocket brooch is the best part of the cosmetic, but it cannot save it. I want to like it. As I said, I tried to like it, but it's kinda ugly. Sorry to say. But I guess I saved the best for last for Soldier. Because this one's quite good actually. The sharp chest pain replaces the grenades with a knife, which is perfect for a walk through the jungle. This knife looks very nice. It's also not too minor a cosmetic, so it does earn a spot in the case. It's a very nice concept with a neat execution. Also the painted versions look very nice. And then there are the scout cosmetics. The forest footwear is on the other hand okay. It looks different enough to be standing out from the normal running shoes, but ultimately it's just fine. They do look hella comfy though. Next up, the jungle jersey, and for that one I have a very special guest. Take it away, TF2.
The Jungle Jersey joins a long legacy of scout cosmetics that are absolutely phenomenal. However, when the bar is set so high for everybody and everyone meets that level, the bar really isn't that high. My only thing I could ever pick out about the Jungle Jersey is that the colours aren't too standout. It would have been amazing if that turtleneck sweater could be painted as some dark summon injustice.
What a magnificent voice. Again, I have no idea what he said, I have no quality control over this, but I bet it was so freaking hilarious. And then there are the transparent trousers with at least a camouflage on them, but I really do not like the knee pads. They look a bit out of place, but the stealth knife sheath is quite a nice detail. I think Scout is the best example that shows what I feel about the Jungle Inferno cases. All these cosmetics are rather out of place and do not really feel unique or outstanding. They are all just so forgettable or underwhelming, but more about that later in the video. Let's move over to the Yeehar Man. The tropical toad is a pocket partner. I said it once in the past that I do not really care for these types of cosmetics. Sadly, the same applies for this one. It looks great, but I ultimately do not care for it. But again, one of the better ones at least. I will forever hate the Kanaga's utility idol. This temple run looking cosmetic always jump scares me. My head, the Mr. Spencer head, is called Kanaga's come over. So my brain always activates when I see Kanagers. Yeah, I got baited by this cosmetic so many times in the past. Bad cosmetic. And that's it for Engineer 2. Onto the medic. And the battle boonie is not that ugly. It could be better though. As I said, this cosmetic isn't bad, but is it just me? Or could this be just a bit, like just a little bit better looking? Something just don't feel right with this cosmetic. Maybe because it's kind of a dirty looking texture. The Vitals vest is on the other hand rather cool to look at. Maybe the cosmetic grew on me because I have it and I used it on my battle medic loadout, but it looks good on the medic. He really seems ready and fully equipped. Good cosmetic, I do like it. We're really breezing through these classes because medic is already done too. Onto the sniper. The bait and bite is a weird concept that I really do not understand. Yeah, okay, he has been sitting in a camp and needs something to eat, but this is just so random. A fish? Okay. The physics of the models are cool, it's just such a random inclusion. It's not even part of a cosmetic set, it's just there. Such a weird cosmetic honestly. The cami jammies are okay. It's some camouflage pants. Like yeah, good. Okay I guess. No strong feelings, just kinda there. And that's all I have to say for it, it's just here. Same goes for the conspicuous camouflage. Again, it's okay, like a solid 4 out of 10, but it's just camouflage. Like, there's nothing really there that really makes it stand out. All in all, I guess it's inoffensive, and I guess it fits into the jungle, but a bit more would be nice. Now look at the Riflesman regalia. This screams passion. It's such a stark contrast to the conspicuous camouflage. It just hits you with such a force, and I'm just happy that finally there's a cosmetic that just makes me say something positive. This is a true bang for your buck. Only thing that kinda always bothered me is that the sniper seems unnaturally thick. I know it's a big coat, but all in all, it feels kinda unnatural, like it doesn't really belong. Other than that, an amazing cosmetic with, again, so much personality. The classic capper is also a great addition. Love the very stylish head theme, and the feather is truly a great touch. Only thing that would be better is if the ribbon would be paintable and not the feather, but that's just a small nitpick. As a whole, great, but just great. I saved the best sniper cosmetic for last. This is probably my favorite cosmetic in the update, or even as a whole for the sniper. The most dangerous main. Oh, what a great name even. I'm super biased because I use this cosmetic in my set, but I just find it so iconic. The beard looks so good and I love it so much. It just fits perfectly. A very nice cosmetic. Maybe the case isn't as bad after all. Now let's move over to the spy. There is no solo spy cosmetic. What the hell, Valve? You have 2 whole crates and you couldn't even find room for demo or spy, but add 6 cosmetics for sniper and 10 for heavy? I don't get it, but I guess it's multi-class time. The Alola apparel is another one of those really good cosmetics in this update. To be honest, it's probably my second favorite in this update. I especially like the changes between the classes. Like, look at the spy version. That's really funny. Very amazing cosmetic. I really like it. The nuke is funny. Duke Nukem in TF2. It's a good representation that can also function as a standalone cosmetic. So yeah, extra points for that. I quite like this one too. Banana nades. The name carries this one, to be honest. The cosmetic is cute. Maybe I'm just in a good mood right now with this cosmetic. Maybe I want to say something positive, but this cosmetic is kinda not that bad. What's the word? Good? Yeah, I think good describes it best. The War Eagle is one of the more weaker multi-class options in this update. It's definitely not as bad as other Mayan Aztec items, but again, just kinda out there and not really combinable with any other items for heavy, demo or soldier, which makes this inclusion questionable again. Also, now heavy has 2 Mayan Aztec headwears but no torso? That's kinda strange. That's it for multi-class. Now only all class remains, and with it, 8 more cosmetics. Long way to go, dispenser. Long way to go. The Pocket Sexton is not my type again. I just do not care. Like, yeah, we didn't have Sexton yet, but does one actually like these types of pocket partners? Or is it just because you unboxed it? Do you actually use this cosmetic? I would love to know why, because I simply just do not see it with this cosmetic. Okay, hear me out. The pithy professional is actually the perfect example of what I feel about these cosmetics in these cases. Look at it and tell me you are not a bit underwhelmed. This could be such a cool explorer, researcher type hat, kinda like an archaeology type hat. But then there's this, which as a whole is not bad, but it's not good either. I just look at this hat and think, a mercenary grade hat. Good, let's move on. There's like zero impact with these kind of hats, and honestly I really dislike them. Same goes for the Hunter for Darkness. This one suffers from the overcrowded design. A cap with a bandana underneath, but it also needs goggles, a headset with also a mic, and everything has different colors. Okay, calm down cosmetic, calm down. Focus on one aspect. I see what you want to do here, but it just doesn't leave a positive impact on me. So this one kinda sucks too. Okay, I feel like I went a bit too negative there, so let's talk about a cosmetic I really like, the Slithering Scarf. Talking about an awesome name, and I especially like the idea. It's absurd and wacky, but in a good sense. There are snakes that can choke you, and here the mercs use it as a scarf. Funny, good idea, and great design. I feel pretty much the same with the Croaking Hazard as with the Quizzical Quetzal. They are cute animal representations. I really like birds. They always have a plus point in my book, and this looks gorgeous. Simply great. Same with the frog. It's a rather smaller cosmetic, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a nice model which has great colors. Good cosmetics. The jungle wreath is probably the most random cosmetic in the update. I truly have no idea if I like this one or not. On the one hand, it's kind of a neat idea. On the other hand, it's kinda ugly too. It doesn't really fit many of the mercs, but then again, I quite like the idea behind it. So it's like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 maybe? Something like that. Another Aztec helmet. It feels so half-baked, and this one is kinda ugly in my opinion too. I really don't know if they took inspiration from a real helmet, but this should not have been an all-class in TF2. This kinda just fits Heavy, who already got 2 of the same concept hats, and maybe Scout. Anyway, again, not my cup of tea, but I said that so many times already. And at long last, a lightning round for the other campaign cosmetics, so I also have them in the video. The monstrous memento is a cap. Cap is okay, cap is good. Sexton was so needed for the game. Good cosmetic. And the monster mashup pack is probably my personal highlight of the update. Kinda weird that Heavy got more cosmetics in the Pyro themed update, even after he lost. But then again, it's so cursed, and I love it for that. Yeti toes, eh? So, what do you think of this update? Did I title this video right? Yes and no. It's not all bad, just a lot of missed opportunities. I feel like this case wants to be the community Mayan update too hard, but only implemented these cosmetics very poorly. There are 9 Aztec or Mayan themed cosmetics, which makes almost every 5th cosmetic Mayan or Aztec themed. And then the variety in these cosmetics is very lacking. Just having 5 helmets out of the 9 Mayan and Aztec cosmetics, with the rest being rather underwhelming too. And then there are the other jungle themed cosmetics, which range from weak to forgettable. Wish we had gotten way more Croaking Hazards or Riflesman Regaleias and less conspicuous camouflage and heavy harnesses. But looking back, as I said, it's not all bad, but I would say in the end forgettable. I barely see anyone use these cosmetics, and for the most part, did I not know that many of these bit better cosmetics are from this update. It speaks volumes that one of my favorites in this video, the Fireman's Essentials, I've never seen before I checked the list. Oh, and one more thing, for a Pyro themed update, it astonishes me how much the loser, the Heavy, really got. His own cosmetic set, most of the cosmetics, and even his own weapon. It's really interesting, I must say, but it doesn't really irritate me too much either. It's just, as I said, interesting. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to subscribe and wish you have a wonderful day. The last thing to say now is, Mr. Spencer out. Bye guys. Oh, and at last, thanks to ZeekNoTech for the level 3 membership.